Hi and good day to Miss V as our financial management lecturer for this semester. I hope you have a nice day today when watching our presentation video. Let me introduce our group member first. My name is Nur Hafiza Jamel, number metric A158948, Tang Wei Sheng A168371, and Lily Ting A168711. We would like to present to you about Malaysian company that was affected by severe acute respiratory syndrome SARS in 2003. Next, I would like to share a little bit to you about company background that we choose for this project. First is Resorts World Genting Malaysia. For your information, before the name of Genting Malaysia, it was Resorts World Berhad, where in 1989 is the year of the company turned into a public company until 2009. Actually, Resorts World Sendirian Berhad was incorporated on 7 May 1980 as a private company under the Companies Act 1965. As we know, Resort World Genting is located at the peak of Genting Highland that attracted many visitors to come over there. They offer many facilities and activities provided such as hotels, fun rides, retail outlets, entertainment and many more. It has been involved in the leisure and hospitality business about 50 years. Resort World Genting not just at Genting but they have two more places that have beautiful seaside properties, namely Resort World Kijal in Terengganu and Resort World Langkawi on Langkawi Islands. Second company that we choose is Shangri-La Hotels and Resorts. Incorporated in 1971, Shangri-La Hotel Malaysia Berhad have their own variety unique brand from where the company and its subsidiaries own and operates deluxe hotels and beach resorts. In Malaysia, Shangri-La Hotels have three state locations at Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Sabah. They have an engaged in the operation of hotels, beach resorts, golf course, clubhouse, property management, and commercial laundry. Shangri-La Hotel Kuala Lumpur, Shangri-La Rasaria Resort and Spa, Shangri-La Rasa Sayang Resort and Spa, Golden Sands Resort, and Hotel Jen Penang was the group's hotel properties along with an 18-hole championship golf course and a clubhouse in Pantai Dalit, Tuaran Sabah. Shangri-La Hotel is an expensive hotel chain which offers a legendary and comfortable stay in their resort and hotel. Shangri-La Hotel also have business center to make conference and provides business-related services like meeting room, secretarial service, and courier service. It also has a babysitting or childcare, foreign exchange counter, gift shop, restaurants, and bars. For the election results, we chose Resort World Genting Malaysia because Genting Highland, known as City of Entertainment in Malaysia, that full of attraction whether for holiday, business or for fun, and it's located at cool and refreshing hilltop. Resort World Genting not only attract tourists in our country but it also attract tourists from outside the country, especially from Asia like China, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Thailand and more. It is because of its strategic location and also has the largest casino in Malaysia. We found that in 2003, tourism and travel industry in Malaysia were affected during the severe acute respiratory syndrome outbreak that also affected the performance of the group's leisure and hospitality divisions for Resort World Genting, which has a lower profit before tax of 1,131 million ringgit in 2003 compared to the previous year of 1,195.5 million ringgit. It was the third biggest foreign income earner behind manufacturing and palm oil that gave impact on Malaysia's tourism industry in 2003. We also choose tourism industry as a part of our project is because of According to Tourism Malaysia figures, at that time the total number of tourists from all countries to Malaysia fell by a fifth, that was 20.5% in 2003 to 10.57 million compared to 13.31 million the year before. Even tourists from China also fell by 37.3% to 422,624 compared to 674,056 in 2002. Okay, what I mentioned this is because as we know the SARS outbreak is start from China as first infected humans in the Guangdong province of southern China in 2002. So the most traveler that like to visit Malaysia and go to Genting Highland is tourists from China, and this totally affected our tourism industry in Malaysia and of course to the other country too. Mm. Shangri-La also is give the same facility of services to their customer, which they provide places to stay. It is known as a hotel or a resort for consumers to relax or even have a vacation at the hotel. It's located at Kuala Lumpur, Penang and Sabah. So many travelers also like to shopping and enjoy life in Kuala Lumpur, as well as there are many international pubs and bars also. So not forgetting, at Penang also have many interesting places, foods and activities such as Escape Penang, Penang Street Art and many more.
Next, we will discuss on the financial statement, which mainly focus on ratio analysis by comparison among both company and among different time period. We will start by looking at the liquidity ratio. Genting shows a better performance in its liquidity compared to Shangri-La, whereby Genting achieved an average of 0.8 and Shangri-La only has an average liquidity of 0.28. However, both Genting and Shangri-La liquidity is not in a healthy level, where both of them did not achieve a healthy liquidity ratio, which is greater than 1. This indicates that both companies are not able to pay back their short-term debt using the current assets in a short period of time. Looking at the assets management ratio, focus on inventory turnover and days sales outstanding, we can make an assumption whereby Shangri-La might hold too much inventory and has a weak sales capacity as compared to Genting. This is because Genting able to replenish its stock faster and more frequent than Shangri-La. Besides, Genting are able to collect back the payment from its customer quicker than Shangri-La, as well by more than half month. Focus on asset turnover ratio. The data also show us that Genting is using its assets much more efficient than Shangri-La, where Genting able to generate more sales and income using the assets in hand. Next, we will discuss on debt management ratio. Looking at debt to capital ratio among two industries, we can see that Genting relies more on debt to obtain its asset as compared to Shangri-La. However, looking at the trend line, we can conclude that slowly Genting obtains its asset through the equity itself. On the opposite side, Shangri-La started to rely more on debt rather than its equity over the time. Situation might turn critical and dangerous to Shangri-La if its creditors start to demand repayment of the debt, but Shangri-La not able to do so when it has a rather low liquidity ratio. Talking about the ability of both companies to cover its interest payment using a pre-tax basis, both companies is doing great where their time interest earn ratio generally greater than 2.5, but Genting has a better performance than Shangri-La in ensuring its earning is significantly greater than the interest payment needed. After talking about the debt management ratio, we will then focus on the profitability ratio. we can say that Genting has a greater profitability ratio as looking at different data. Genting has proven us that it has a greater profitability ratio no matter in terms of profit margin, return on asset, or any other indicator. But looking at the trend line itself, Genting might possess a non-stable performance where its profitability ratio fluctuated with ups and downs over the year. Opposite than that of Genting, although Shangri-La has a lower ratio, but it has a more constant and positive growth over the 4 year. Looking at the investor perspective through market value ratio, although investors are more willing to invest in Genting but not Shangri-La, as Genting has a greater return by looking at the price per earning ratio itself. But most of the investors too perceive Shangri-La as a low risk with high growth company. Thus, we might conclude that Genting is able to give the investor a profitable return, but we can't deny the potential of Shangri-La to give the return to investor in the long run as well. After a long discussion on the ratio analysis, next we will share more on how Genting coped with SARS back then in 2003 and the impact of SARS towards Genting operation. Looking at the data back then in 2003, yes, SARS does bring some negative impact towards Genting operation, but it was in a minimal level. This is because Genting has taken some steps to cope with the outbreak of SARS through different initiatives such as innovate marketing plan and sales strategy by introducing of various entertainment show back then. Genting also do not neglect that the preference of its guests by still upgrading a resort facility despite the SARS outbreak. All this effort turns out in a positive manner. Although the occupancy rate of the resorts dropped slightly to 77% from 79%, the visitor arrival increased from 15.4 million to 15.6 million in 2003. However, the earning before tax of Genting still faces a decrease to 758.7 million from 939.6 million. After the SARS outbreak started to slow down in 2004, Genting has also proven us its ability to grow and perform even better after the post-SARS world by an increase of earning before tax to 833.9 million. The occupancy rate also increased to 84% with a net income of 753.4 million in 2004.
Now, let's see the performance of Genting in the current COVID-19 crisis. From the previous analysis, we note that Genting's financial performance is much stable compared to Shangri-La when facing SARS pandemic. While during the COVID-19 pandemic, Malaysia government has announced the implementation of Movement Control Order, which is MCO, which limits the movement of the people to avoid spreads of the virus. Thus, it brings down the Genting's economy. During COVID-19 pandemic, Genting has to refund to their customers who have been booked hotels in that period due to the implementation of MCO. And because of the fallen economy, Genting has to lower target stock price from 2.9 ringgit to 2.85 ringgit. To reduce their costs, Genting decided to reduce operational capital expenditure and cancellation or deferment of non-essential capital expenditure. Meanwhile, Genting decided to continue with the completion of outdoor theme park, which is Genting Skyworks, which may become their revenue in 2021. Looking at Genting financial performance, in the first quarter of 2020, Genting recorded a net loss at the amount of 417.96 million ringgit compared to the same period in 2019, which recorded 268.28 million ringgit. Genting's return on equity also recorded a negative percentage at 2.34, compared to 1.5% in the first quarter of 2019. Genting's earnings per share also recorded negative 7.39 compared to 4.75 in 2019. In our opinion, the performance of Resorts World Genting in 2020 will be declined due to the fallen economy in Malaysia.
For the next part, we would like to give our suggestion for Resorts World Genting to improve their performance during this COVID-19 crisis. Our first point is improve online review strategy. It's better to them upgrade their customer services to their customer regarding hotel or online services. So when customer get such many information, since they like to communicate by RWG itself through phone or comments about the bookings or some question maybe, so they will leave a good sign feedback or impression towards the results. And we know that sometimes the worker from customer service department are not enough to control many customer asking such a lot question. But it's also important to RWG to give some response to the negative feedback that shows RWG always care about customer problem. Second point is evaluate and enhance digital marketing. As we know, digital is the easy way because it's more faster, less expensive and more effective than the traditional ways such as through advertisement, through billboards, flyers, pamphlets, and many more. In such critical situation right now, like COVID-19 or even SARS also, RWG needs to improve and more work on advertising or do a campaign through an email or social media to connect a marketing message to a targeted subset of consumers. Meanwhile, within the MCO period, everyone have to stay at home. Then RWG should take an advantage by do marketing the resort through social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and many more. So from my past experience going there, Genting Highland is the best place for teenager or young people. So when they targeted in social media like the above, they would have more benefits since they like to use phone every day and every time. For the last point from us is target domestic travel, local drive-in markets, and promote staycations marketing to local feeder markets. And promoting staycations can potentially combat occupancy issues by reaching locals that are hesitant to travel abroad. With travel demand down, RWG should focus on increasing revenue from every booking. So consider launching length of stay offers such as book 2 nights get the third night 30 off, or package that inspire business traveler to extend for leisure while they are already in Genting resorts. Besides, while locals may be hesitant to risk flying, especially to destinations that are highly impacted, they may be open to a local getaway and willing to spend more than usual due to the limited travel options to other destinations. Although RWG should more focusing on promoting higher average daily rates room types and advanced purchase offers that promote future stays.
Would it be recommended to invest in Resorts World Genting? According to Genting financial performance in the first quarter 2020, by comparing with first quarter 2019 and fourth quarter 2019, we saw that the revenue, profit, and earning per share has been declined compared to other two periods. But Genting's volume of share has been increased compared to first quarter and fourth quarter in 2019. So we think that investing in Resorts World Genting will be a great deal for a long run, where the share price has slowly increased.
As to conclude, both SARS and COVID-19 make many economic development plans affected even though SARS are not too worse than situation right now. That's all from us. Thank you.